Hi guys, it's me Liz with a very squeaky chair and 143 Handmade, and this is my Crazy S quilt block number 5, and there is a whole playlist that goes with this, so that way if you don't know what I'm talking about you can go back and watch that and get caught up. But essentially I'm just taking you along through my process of making my crazy quilts, because my crazy quilts, I kind of taken the methods from here, methods from there, and kind of mashed them all together and come up with my own system, as we all do, right? So I'm just here to show you how I do mine, and these are just process videos, not necessarily a how-to, tutorials. I'm not here to show you how to sew. I'm not not a very, expert sewist or anything. So, but here we go. Like I said, this is block number 5. These are the other 4 blocks. A nice stack here. The total number, sorry about that. The total number we are looking for is, let's see, 5 by 6, so that's 30 blocks. And this is number 5, so we're getting there. When I have about, I don't know, I might go ahead and just do it in rows, but yeah, my next video, that's what I'll do, is my next video will be trimming up the 5 that I have complete. So this is just a construction video, how I do the sewing on these and how random it really is. Just my process on that. And you'll see that sometimes I turn clockwise, sometimes I turn counterclockwise, sometimes I will put one on opposite. I do lots of different things. I don't have a set, this is how I do it. I like to practice different things while I'm doing this. This is a great time to perfect your 1/4 inch seam allowance. With certain fabrics you need to use a zigzag stitch, and some fabrics you can get away with a straight stitch, or usually should use a straight stitch. This one shreds really easily, so I'm using a zigzag stitch on it. In case you're wondering why I switched. I don't have a lot of this fabric. It's a type of velvet. Just checking where the end of that actually was. Cut, and see, like I said, it's a big zigzag, and that keeps it from fraying as much, and pulling out as much. A lot of times with this fabric I will go back and do a top stitch of some sort, because that really anchors it in, to go back along here. With this fabric under here, I tend to leave it on fabrics that I'm not trying to conserve, and this is an old sheet that I'm trying to use up, so having this little bit under here just will add a little bit of weight to the blanket. And I like having heavy blankets, that physically weigh, you can feel it on you. I really like that, so I tend to throw that, leave that extra weight in there. Oh, look at that piece, it's almost perfect. Definitely gonna use that there. Switch back to my straight stitch. And I do use kind of a big straight stitch. I don't use a super tight one. I just don't feel the need for it. Haven't seen any troubles with that with the style that I do. Now, like I said, I'm not a master sewist, not a master quilter here. This is just what I do, what I've learned. So, there we go. Let's grab this big old piece. This is a big old width of fabric piece. I certainly don't need that much, but I don't really want to cut it until I know what I'm actually going to use. Get it lined up and thread it under here. Make sure that's not folded over too much. But you know how I leave some of it, but I will go ahead and trim some as I go. Just kind of depends. There's no absolute rules with this type of quilting. It's one of the awesome things about it. I try not to do repeats in the same quilt block, but I do repeat from block to block. See, like you'll see a lot of these colors are in this one as well. I think that adds cohesion to it. Let's see. Yeah, it's long enough. Now, go ahead and put that down. And I went ahead and just sewed off on that one just to kind of hold it in there, and because I'm not really concerned with conserving this fabric, so it's going to just stay there till I trim it. Not a big deal. And sometimes when I get to this point where I know I've crossed the edges, I'll just work on one corner until it's finished. And I think this one I'm going to do over here. Let's see, do I want to grab one of these guys? Let's see, fold it over when I actually need to go. Here to here. Nope, that's not long enough. Let's see. This will definitely be long enough. I just keep flipping back and forth looking for that black line. It gives me more guidance, and when I do the cutting, you'll see why I have it on the back. Thank you, sweets. Double check. Oh, it didn't quite cover that corner. So, find one of my little corner pieces. There we go. Just up one more time, make sure that's basically centered. Covered. Okay, come over here, flip it up so I can see roughly where I'm at. So basically there's this tip sticking out, and then about an inch over this is what I need to cover. So let's see. I don't really want to use sometimes some weird angles to it. So we'll just add this strip, which won't be quite wide enough, but then lower, let's see, maybe this one is. Oh, but that's a repeat. That other corner, this one wouldn't be. And yes, it's just long enough. And it does have this little swoop in the cut there, but that'll be totally concealed in the seam allowance and not be a big deal. And again, this is that fabric that frays really bad, so I'm going to switch over to my big old zigzag stitch to really hold that bad boy in there. Should more than cover my corner. Yeah, and it does. Switching back to my straight stitch. Turning to this edge. Yep, I have. There's a cross. It actually doesn't quite cross, so let's go ahead and add this guy all the way down here. All the way up here. Just to make sure I have that edge covered. Scissors. Kind of got buried there, but go ahead and turn that off. Fold that out and double check our edge again. Kind of fold it over the fabric like that. So this is the point. So and over here a little bit. So I think I'm actually going to come back over here and grab this little short edge that's kind of getting lost over here. And finish out this corner first. And I think I'm going to go with this big old piece of watermelon picnic bright pink stuff. Okay, that's the salvage edge. So I'm going to flip it around. And I only need it to cover to there. Let's see, where's that edge? Yeah. The edge is right there, so there we go. Now I didn't seam it all the way out because it's going to get cut right around in here, and I wanted this piece to be free of that piece when it's cut. But make sure that I caught that really good in the seam. Yes, they did. Okay. And then now we'll come back over here to this edge, fold it back one more time, kind of see where I'm at. You know, it's about a handspan, you know. And then come back over here to my pile, and I just, that's all I do, is I just go back and forth, until I get it all completely covered. And that's going to be quite long enough. There we go. This piece is just plain black. So, go ahead and just cover that generously with it. Because I'm not worried about conserving the black. Make sure I have some in all of the squares, you know, all the blocks. This is just a scrap that I need to use up. That one I did go ahead and stitch all the way out because those will look really cute together crumb quilting wise, and that'll just be the start of a crumb quilt block for me. Double check my back corner, yep, okay. Then flip it over and switch to my basting stitch. And go all the way around. Remembering to hold up and, you know, make sure all the corners are laid flat as you get to them, or all of your hanging bits, you know, because things like to fold over. down one corner. So it's in those little corners. Make sure it's coated off just the right way. Yep. Okay, spinning. There we go. Okay, I got some weird folding going on, so I'm going to stop and get that under control. And then resume. Okay. This has quite a bit of hanging over, so I'm going to make sure. Oh, forgot to put my pressure foot down. And she yelled at me. I swear this machine is smarter than me. It knows how to sew better than me. And down to the last little bit. Okay. Good. Flip it over. Throw a bobbin on the floor. I'll pick that up in a second. And double check your line. Make sure that you did, in fact, cover all of that. Yep, I have this one spot that's close, but it'll be just fine. All of the rest of that is generous. So our next video in this series will be trimming these blocks, so that way these scraps can then be put back in the pile and used for other blocks to help with the cohesion of the whole blanket. So thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check below for products. I have stuff on eBay, I have stuff on Etsy, links, excuse me so much, links below. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's see, I will be having some paper crafting videos coming back out here real soon, as well as some polymer clay videos.